thanks, Sierra tells me, smiling. If you didn't interrupt, he actually would make me go home and change. My brother can be so overprotective sometimes. Brother? Shit. That kinda changed things. I thought he was your boyfriend, I admit, grimacing and walking next to her down the hallway. And I'm Viola, by the way. She laughs, her lips quirking upwards. Nice to meet you, Viola. And no, he's my older brother. He thinks I shouldn't give boys the wrong impression by wearing revealing clothes. She pauses. And that it will attract the wrong type of guys. I chew on my bottom lip, asking myself why I had to open my big mouth. When we arrive at my class, Sierra says bye and heads to her own class, hips swaying in her short skirt. So much for me being a hero. There you are, Max says, coming to stand next to me and handing me a red licorice stick. What classes do we have together, other than English? I hold my hand out to look at his schedule. He passes it to me, the paper sticky from the candy he'd been eating. Oh, Max! I wipe my hand on my jeans while I scan the paper. English and human biology, it looks like. Only 2 classes? That sucks. They're probably still holding a grudge after last year's math test fiasco, he points out, licking his fingers. I hand him back the paper and smile as I reminisce. The teacher had left out a copy of our final exam, and Max had taken it, photocopied it, and passed it out to everyone in class. When everyone got perfect scores, they didn't know who to blame and had no proof. But somehow Max and I were the ones held under suspicion. They were right about Max, of course, but I was just guilty by association. They need to let that go, I say, walking into class and looking around for a seat. I take one in the middle, and Max sits next to me. I know he'd prefer to sit in the back, but unlike him, I want to get my work done. We compromise with the middle. I make him do some of his work, and he makes me laugh with his jokes, which makes the classes go quicker. Max saying hello to someone has me raising my head. Violet eyes scrutinize me as the boy sits down on the other side of Max. Dashiell, this is Viola, Max says, nodding his head in my direction. Vi, this is Dash. We play basketball together. Today's his first day here. I lean forward to see him over Max. Hello, Dashiell. This is your girl, he asks Max. I never thought you'd choose someone so. Opinionated? Max offers, laughing to himself. I slap his arm and throw him an unimpressed look, which only makes him laugh harder. Dashiell smiles, and holy hell, he has dimples. Deep, delicious twin dimples. I stare at them without blinking or breathing for longer than I'd like to admit. Exactly, he continues, ignoring me and pulling out a pen from his bag. I force myself to turn away from him and look straight ahead, staring at the blackboard. I haven't had a proper boyfriend before, but if I did, I'd imagine he'd look like Dashiell. Sure, I've gone on a few dates in my time. Okay, 2 dates, but I've never had an actual boyfriend, and I've never really wanted one. I hear him talking to Max, but I don't look in his direction. Instead, I pull out my pink folder and matching stationery and wait for the teacher to commence with the first lesson of the year. We have a few new students this year, Mrs. Jade says, opening her file and scanning a piece of paper. Is she going to make them stand up and introduce themselves? Because that's awkward. Lara Ram and Dashiell Edwards, welcome to our school. I'm sure everyone will be friendly. She says the last line in a threatening way, as in we better be friendly or there will be hell to pay. How about both of you stand up and tell the class something about yourselves? She looks around the room. Lara? A cute, chubby blonde raises her hand. I'm Lara. I just moved here from the city. We wait for her to say more, but she doesn't, so we all look in Dashiell's direction. He stands and glances around the room, making eye contact with everyone, except me. I got expelled from my last school, so I was sent here. I have 4 sisters, and I'll kill anyone who even looks at them wrong. He pauses to make the threat more dramatic, I think. That's how I...